He is the filial son James in his parents' eyes, faithfully sending money home each month, warmly checking in via video calls, and carefully reminding them to take their meds on time. To his wife Emma, he's a good husband, taking the kids to the amusement park on weekends, their laughter filling the sunny air, even braiding his daughter's hair with his own hands. To his colleagues, he's a workplace star, sharp in a tailored suit, navigating Manhattan's skyscrapers, delivering precise proposals with polished speech. But when night falls and the phone screen glows dimly, his eyes shift. His trembling fingers tap open that encrypted gambling app. The refined good guy vanishes, leaving only a shadow consumed by addiction, his pupils glinting with hunger for chips. This split personality isn't random. It's the inescapable fate of every gambler. They wear a carefully crafted mask to hide the abyss within, yet in the tug-of-war of desire, they live as walking paradoxes, hollowed out. The gambler's dual personality stems from a conspiracy of biology and psychology. Neuroscience reveals that gambling suppresses the prefrontal cortex's rational decision-making, while igniting the limbic system's primal impulses. Dopamine surges like poison, flipping an invisible switch. By day, James leans on serotonin, playing the filial son and devoted husband, using duty and guilt to patch the moral void left by gambling debts. By night, dopamine takes over, and he sheds ethical boundaries, calmly spinning lies about his mother's illness to crowdfund on social media or betting his kids' tuition. This day-night toggle isn't entirely his choice. It's the result of brain chemistry colluding with addiction. He's both victim and perpetrator, pitiable yet terrifying. His heart is a crumbling bridge, with daytime warmth and nighttime ruthlessness pulling at opposite ends, ready to collapse at any moment. A gambler's survival strategy is like keeping two sets of books. On the surface, James hands his paycheck to Emma, posts cozy family picnic photos on Instagram, sends his parents expensive supplements, and even mows his dad's lawn, using these moral deposits to offset his guilt. In the shadows, he's a cold-blooded accountant, calculating how much he can borrow from each friend, prioritizing loan repayments, even studying legal clauses to gauge the risks of fraud. He keeps an Excel sheet tracking each relative's lending capacity, noting who's soft-hearted and who's been tapped out. An old gambler once told me, "By day, I give my money to my family. At night, when I lose it all, I can at least tell myself I didn't touch their living expenses." This self-deceptive logic is the flimsy veil gamblers use in their tug-of-war with conscience, so fragile it tears at the slightest poke. James has mastered toasting with a smile at Thanksgiving dinner, only to sneak off at midnight to pay loan interest with his mother's retirement account. His life is a carefully choreographed duet, with his loved ones as the audience, and he, both actor and director. Daytime Pretense is a masterclass in emotional manipulation. After losing $100,000, James will drive the kids to piano lessons the next day, playing the good dad to lower Emma's guard. He buys his mom pricey organic groceries while telling his sister the company's cash flow dried up, needing a quick few grand. He's even learned to fake getting up for water at 3 a.m. to tweak his phone's location, dodging debt collectors. He knows how to deflect Emma's suspicions with a bouquet and an "I'm just tired from overtime" excuse, or sidestep his mom's questions about savings by asking about her health. This manipulation isn't innate. It's a survival skill forged by addiction. At work, he's a double agent. As a Wall Street data analyst, he predicts market trends by day and calculates Baccarat odds by night. As a Silicon Valley coder, he hides gambling site exploits in code comments, trying to crack the house's algorithm. As a Brooklyn coffee shop owner, he masks gambling links in live sales, spinning startup struggles to win customer pity. His day job is just a funding pipeline. His social identity a gilded shell for his addiction. The nighttime gambling table is a stage for human collapse. Early on, James told himself, borrow $30,000, win back the principal, then quit. That was the start of self-deception. Later, he used Emma's birthday and their anniversary as betting numbers, twisting emotional memories into gambling tokens. In the end, he calculated how many guests at his dad's funeral could lend him money, even tallying his mom's insurance payout by her hospital bed, reducing humanity to cold probability models. Gamblers' dark wisdom is chilling. They launder money through anonymous accounts, use public hospital Wi-Fi for transactions, settle bets with cash via burner phones to dodge bank records. They call 10 straight losses the house testing me, and a small win destiny's favor. They even rewrite memories, turning a $800 slot machine win 3 years ago into a week of earning $50,000 daily legend. These warped logics are just anesthetics for conscience, sinking them deeper into the night. James once told me he won $2,000 at the table and was so thrilled he couldn't sleep, yet forgot his daughter's school play the next day. He bought her a toy with the winnings as amends, but what she craved was his presence, not gifts. The cost of this dual personality goes far beyond personal ruin. Emma, once a gentle teacher, learned to peddle investment opportunities to parents to cover James's debts, sliding into her own moral abyss. From a voice of reason, she became an accomplice, even pulling friends into online gambling to raise more funds. His mother, once proud of her son's devotion, had a heart attack and landed in the ICU after discovering her bank account was secretly mortgaged. His kids, warmed by their dad's hugs, also overheard their parents' late-night fights over debts. His daughter Lily once asked, "Why is Daddy always unhappy?" James, speechless, could only offer a hug to mask his guilt. The gambler's cracks spread like a virus, eroding everyone close to him. His sister Sarah lent him $5,000 in a pinch, only to learn it went to chips. His college buddy Tom, harassed by debt collectors after lending money, saw their friendship shatter. James's social web is a torn net, leaving him alone in the wreckage. Gambling addiction is a war with oneself. James told me late one night, "I don't want to gamble. I have to. Every bet feels like I'm one step from turning it all around." This illusion is addiction's deadliest trap, convincing gamblers the next bet will fix everything. But reality is brutal. Each wager is a deeper fall. James tried quitting, deleted the apps, joined support groups, taped For My Family notes by his bed. Yet when stress hit or a sure thing popped up on his screen, he'd open the app again. The path to quitting is like climbing a mountain with no peak, testing the frailest parts of humanity. I've seen too many like James, their stories eerily similar. They're not born villains but prisoners of addiction. Gambling's allure is a precision meat grinder, shredding the softest parts of humanity, leaving only cold calculation and endless emptiness. By day, they strain to play the good guy. By night, desire drags them into the abyss. Again and again, they tell themselves, "This is the last round." But the grinder never stops. James once said his greatest fear wasn't losing money. It was waking up one day and not recognizing the man in the mirror. An old friend, Michael, a recovered gambler, gave me perspective. Once worse off than James, he lost his house, marriage, and family ties. 10 years ago, after losing everything in one night, he sat in his empty apartment and called a gambling helpline, sobbing. He told me the first step wasn't deleting apps or paying debts. It was facing his fractured self. In his recovery journal, he wrote, "When I stood in the sunlight and said, I was a gambler, I realized the real me was worth betting on." Now a community counselor, Michael says every gambler he helps redeems a piece of his old self. His story convinced me that while addiction can steal your money, only you decide if it steals your soul. A gambler's life is an endless game. James's story reminds me of Paul, a Chicago real estate broker who showed clients mansions by day and bet his entire worth in underground casinos by night. Paul's deception was slicker than James's. He preached family values to clients, then pawned his wife's jewelry at home. He lost $500,000 in a month, still believing the next hand would save him. When his wife took the kids and left, he realized he'd lost more than money. Trust was gone. It took him 5 years to quit. Now he works at a nonprofit helping other gamblers rebuild. He says, "Quitting isn't about paying debts. It's about regaining self-respect." Addiction's roots often lurk in life's cracks. James's first bet was in college, wagering on basketball games with friends for fun, a few beers on the line. That small thrill planted a seed. Work stress, family duties, social pressures, they fertilized it, pulling him deeper. He recalls winning $5,000 at a casino, the adrenaline making him feel invincible. The next day, he lost $8,000, including his kids' tuition. That's when he saw gambling's wins were fake, but its losses cut deep. The gambler's dual personality isn't just personal tragedy. It's a societal malaise. The gambling industry, raking in hundreds of billions annually in the US, thrives on people like James, their lives the cost of its profits. Online gambling's rise makes temptation omnipresent. James first clicked a gambling site via a flashy ad promising, "Double your deposit." He won $200 on his first try and was hooked. He didn't know the sure win was an algorithm rigged for the house. Quitting is never smooth. James tried countless times, new phones, new homes, giving Emma his bank cards. But stress or a tempting link would pull him back. The hardest part, he said, wasn't quitting gambling. It was quitting the fantasy of one big win. He once went 3 months clean, saving for a family trip. Then a colleague sent a sure bet link, and one night, he lost 5 months' savings and Emma's trust. Michael's story hit James hard. Once a successful LA lawyer with a mansion, Michael gambled away everything, even dipping into clients' trust funds, nearly losing his license. His turning point came when his daughter called, asking, "Will you come back?" That gut punch led him to support groups and daily journaling about his failures. Now, without the mansion but with peace, he says, quitting isn't a one-night fix. It's a long war. But every win is winning yourself back. James is inching forward. He attends weekly support groups, sharing his story. The first time he said, "I'm a gambler." His voice shook, but relief followed. He's learning to face his weaknesses, pausing 5 minutes when stress hits. He journals small wins like "didn't check odds today." These tiny victories light his way home. If you're like James, stuck in addiction's mire, know you're not alone. Countless others, like Michael, have climbed out, proving quitting is possible. Putting down the chips isn't defeat. It's choosing to fight. Seek a support group, confess to your family, or just tell the mirror, "I don't want to live like this." Every step brings you closer to your true self. James said the first time he skipped checking odds at his daughter's birthday to cut cake with her, he felt a long-lost ease. In that moment, he wasn't the filial son or the demon, just James, a man starting anew. The gambler's dual personality is a war within. The daytime saint and nighttime devil are shadows of the same soul in different realms. The road to quitting is grueling, but each step rebuilds the whole you. As Michael wrote, "I don't need two faces anymore. The real me is worth betting on." Drop the chips, step out of the dark, and the you in the sunlight is the proudest wager of all.